Yeah, and it's funny because I have been in Hosea the last couple of days. And that's the thing. Uh, the things that struck out at me were um, Hosea chapter 4, verse 17. Let's go back up to 16. For Israel is stubborn like a stubborn calf. Would Yahuwah now feed them like a lamb in a broad place? Ephraim is joined to his idols. Let him alone. Their drink is sour. They have whored continually. Her rulers wildly loved shame. A wind has bound her up in its wings, and they are ashamed because of their slaughterings. And then there was something else that I read here too. And this is in chapter 5, verse starting in verse 6, and also in the book of Hosea. With their flocks and herds, they go to seek Yahuwah, but do not find him. He has withdrawn from them. They have acted treacherously against Yahuwah, for they have brought forth strange children. Now a new moon shall devour them with their portions. And the first thing I thought of was the wrong calendar
Mm,
because they're using the new moon. They're citing
right.
the new moon. And there are so many people that will not break away from that, no matter how much you try
Yeah.
to show them.
Right. And look at this is in Hosea too. I say Hosea, but I know you're right. Chapter 4, verse 6. This came to my mind too. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I also will reject you from being priests for me. Because you have forgotten the law of your Elohim, I will forget your children.
Oof.
That's just powerful right there. And
Oh,
that's what all this is a lack of knowledge.
mhm. Well, this here's something else. This is also in Hosea. Um, this is in chapter 8, and this is in, let's see, let's start in verse 10 in chapter 8. Also, they sold themselves among the nations. This time I shall gather them when they have suffered for a while from the burden of a sovereign of rulers. Since Ephraim has made many slaughter places for sin, they have been slaughter places for sinning to him. I have written for him numerous matters of my Torah. They were regarded as strange. So what he's saying is they have taken Yah's Torah and they've twisted it to say that, hey, it doesn't have anything to do with me. It's for the
Right,
Jews. Or it was nailed to the cross when Yeshua died.
right.
That's making Yah's Torah strange.
Christina, what was
Mhm.
the verse where you said about the moon? What verse was that?
That is chapter 5, verse 7. Um,
Oh, mine reads differently. That's why I couldn't find it. Mine says, they have dealt treacherously against Yahweh, for they have begotten strange children. Now shall a month devour them with their portions.
oh, that's interesting because mine says new moon. Hmm.
Yeah, mine does too. I,
I'm
I
gonna look at
know
it in
the
Hebrew.
Hebrew is month. It's not, but
Right. This one's
yeah.
not written in italics. And in my version, when it's supposed to be a month, it's when it says a new moon, the new moon is always in italics. It's not in italics in this one.
The word is
In this
Hodash. It's
That's
Kodesh.
month.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it says where does the what word says moon?
Urea.
I mean what I'm
But
saying what word is it? Can you read yours so I can see? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because mine doesn't have the moon part.
okay, mine says they have acted treacherously against Yahuwah. For they have brought forth strange children. Now a new moon shall devour them with their portions. And to me, that makes sense because they're using something they're not supposed to.
Okay,
But
so just so that word that I guess I'm just trying to find a word moon. Okay. The Yaled they have begotten, now Atah shall devour them a call, a month Hodesh, with et their portion Halek. So I'm just trying to figure out what word is even where,
where they're getting that.
yeah.
Right, the Chodesh. And now, yeah, that's funny because it does say months, but
Yeah,
it also,
most
but the other one
most
says a new moon. There's two,
Right. They're I guess they've translated it appropriately in the King James.
I don't know. I'm thinking differently
You think it should be moon?
because
That word,
I think,
isn't that Hodesh?
yeah,
Isn't that?
because it's because, and that my personal opinion um, is that the new moon, who uses the new moon? The
What?
squatters, right?
Yeah, right.
And the people who don't understand.
I guess my point is that they often translate
mistranslate
a different
month to
word
moon.
into moon, but this is the opposite. Yours is translating it into new moon when it should be month.
But this is not in italics. And
But
I
if I'm
think
saying I have it
sometimes,
in the Hebrew
right,
it's written,
right.
the
Okay.
moon is not there in the Hebrew, is what I'm saying.
Okay. So they're just calling it months. Now a month shall devour them with their portions. But see, now that doesn't make sense to me. How does a month devour them with their portions?
Well, that means they're going to be destroyed fast.
Okay. I'm just
But
thinking that the new moon is a reason, but
I agree with you.
okay.
If it said
oh
it there,
yeah,
I would
there is
understand
no
that.
doubt that's idolatry.
Yeah.
No
Right.
doubt. Yeah.
Um, okay. Well, okay. Uh, we definitely have we definitely have something there. Um, but the first thing that I thought of was the wrong calendar.
Yeah. I mean, it could be in a different month completely. I mean, they could be in a different month completely.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's all
Another
right.
another thing interesting is there in chapter 8 the end of verse 13. It says, they shall return to Egypt. And of course, this ties with Deuteronomy 28:68. The Eternal will take you back to Egypt in ships, by the way of which I said to you, you shall never see it again, and there you shall be offered for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one will buy you. Okay, so me and Bailey, my oldest daughter, have been going back and forth because she kind of refuses to believe the Israelites are Negroes. Now, I did look up where were Negro slaves sold to Egypt in the transatlantic and all that slave trade? Yes, they were. You
Yeah,
can find this.
Oh, yeah.
They were taken by Jewish ship owners from Europe that took them all over the world, but they definitely went back into Egypt.
they were known in America as Hebrews, right?
Isn't that wild?
Hmm.
Yeah.
But they have just hidden that from everybody. But I just wanted to make that point that there it is, return to Egypt, and that ties directly in with Deuteronomy 8. And I really do. And where now Israel had been drug off hundreds of years prior to the Yahoo Dame, no doubt. They kind of
Hmm.
went a different way. But I do believe that the Negroes from Negro land. So historically, you can see this with even Yahusha's parents, with
Hmm.
Moses, with all when they would escape, something's going on in Israel. Where did they go? Egypt,
Yeah,
Africa. So this time after the Romans destroyed Jerusalem, they ran off to Egypt, but then they just kept going,
right.
right?
And they
And then
ended
they
up,
ended
yeah,
up, and then Ham or the
told
African,
them.
exactly. Here we go. And many of those ships went straight. Now they went to Egypt on the way to other places, but there it is. It's historical record.
Yep. Yeah. In fact, a woman had done a massive study on the Israelites. And yeah, I've even seen in my own research the plaques. They were black. Uh, They were black. I'm sorry. Negro. We should
Yeah.
probably do that.
Yeah. Now, yes, Ham is black, but they
Yep.
they were a different color. They were a different race, and Ham knew the difference between them and these folks that had fled from Israel, and they turned
Right.
them over. They turned them over.
What
So,
So
chapter was that again in Deuteronomy?
uh, sorry,
Because
Deuter
I wrote it down
Deut
wrong, evidently.
was it 28,
Deuteronomy
68?
28, verse 68.
Oh, okay. I did write it down right. Okay.
Yep. And then, of course, Hosea chapter 8, the end of verse 13. So, there's evidence all over scripture. I tell you, that's going to be a big stumbling block for a lot of people that just for whatever reason are racist.
Yeah.
Any direction, I don't care what it is, Yah is going to smoke you out if you're going to
Yeah,
hang
it
that.
can't be that way.
Right.
Um, because they are going to be ruling again.
Oh, yeah.
And hey,
Hey,
if you
and
can't deal with it,
it also says plainly that the people who were their captors will be their slaves.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, don't get me wrong. If you're a slave in the millennium, you're better than a king in this world.
Mm-hmm.
I will
right.
go ahead and say that, but there's a lot of people I know that read, and they were just adverse to that. And I'm like, when the Bible says slave, it's not what we
Mm-hmm.
think as slaves.
Right.
It's not how they were treated, right? Israel will converted Israel with Yah's spirit in the millennium. Heck yeah, let me work for them. Not
Yeah,
that I think that's our lot, but if it is for our children, right? So be
right.
it.
Mm-hmm.
So be it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I
People
think,
reject the entire Bible. My brother-in-law, that was one of his issues that he had with it was, I don't like that they talk about slaves in the Bible. I was like, well, you got to understand.
You
He
have
taught,
to.
yeah, I mean, that's like how you save your brother. That's how and then you're treated so much better than what you think of
right.
right now as a slave. But
And the irony is, what are we right now?
yeah, right.
What are
Right.
we?
Hmm.
We're
I
slaves.
guarantee you, we are treated way worse. The irony here
Hmm.
of the slaves to Israel way back then. They're trying to kill us at every turn. Every dollar, which is automatically messed up because of them, how much do they take back and use it to kill children,
Yeah,
to poison us? I mean, people really, I get going when people start in on that.
Hmm.
You think you're free?
Hmm. Hmm.
they have no idea. They have
None,
no idea.
none.
No, and they don't believe you when you tell them.
No, no. Free. Try to do anything out there without a license, without your barcode from the government.
Hmm.
Yep,
You can't even fish. You
Hmm.
can't fish. You
Yeah.
you can't hunt. You can't do anything,
Hmm.
basically. You can't. And you're gonna say we're free?
Hmm.
It's ridiculous. Sorry, I get fired up.
No,
No, hey,
we
that's
all,
okay. We agree with
yeah.
you for
We want
sure.
to get fired up about things we agree with you, Mitzi.
uh, Neil, my husband, he gets tickled at me. He just pulls up. He's like, I'm gonna pull up my lawn chair and watch you go off for a while. He says, I know you just got to do it. You'll feel better.
Yep, get it out. Get it out.
Uh,
Um, so there was something that I had been thinking about, and now I don't know why I'm not having a very good memory of it now, because I was going over it yesterday. But remember when we were talking about, and Carolyn, we're just going to bring you up to speed here. Remember when we were talking about um Yah dividing up the land, or actually it was Noah who divided up the world between his three sons? Something came to my mind while I was reading scripture. And I believe that Yah is thinking about mathematics as in thirds in a different manner. So what I did was last night after I got off work, I came home and I did this.
Ooh, what did you do? I can't wait. Woohoo!
Okay. And what I did was I divided up the world into three parts. Okay. So I'm going to show you. Okay. This is Japheth's land. This is Shem's land. And all the rest of that belongs to Ham.
are you serious? The rest of that, all of it is Ham?
It is all Ham's. It all
Wow.
belongs to him. All of it.
So you said
Japheth,
just the blue
just
part
the
is
blue.
Japheth,
Yes.
right?
Just
Amazing. I love it,
Do
okay.
you
Katrina.
see why Japheth felt the need to go conquer some more land?
Yeah, he's like, this doesn't
You,
feel fair.
you
Yeah, yeah,
suffered little man syndrome.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, so now this is what my mind started thinking. We know that Ephraim is spread throughout the world. He is spread throughout. Okay. And when Father is talking about a third of the men will die, we know that in year 2027, from our understanding of what we've read in Ezekiel, I believe it's Japheth who's going down first. Okay. He's going to start with Japheth, then he's going to go to Ham, and then Shem. He's going to start with the youngest and he's going to go to the oldest. Um, and and the reason I say this, things started clicking with me within scripture when Father talks about a third. I believe he's talking about the
Mm,
sons of Noah. Okay.
interesting.
There are three of them, right? So, what my mind is telling me is that from the things that we've learned from Mitzi, is Japheth is Assyria, obviously. Ham is Mitzrayim, and Babylon is Shem. Okay, so we've got those three. So,
So are you calling modern day Israel Babylon?
mhm,
I agree.
modern day, the whole Shem. We're
Yes, yes,
going with
yes.
Shem. Okay,
Right.
so I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Because
turn.
he says it. I can find the scripture, but the
Yeah,
leading nation of Japheth is Assyria. The
yep.
leading nation of Ham is Egypt, and the leading nation of Shem, of course, is Israel. but Israel will be the leading nation of the entire world
Right.
because Shem is the leading son, so to speak.
Yes, he's the oldest.
Right.
Okay, so my thought, because it struck me before I put this together that Father is going to deal with Japheth first. Why is he going to deal with Japheth first? Because I'm not going to say we, because I have nothing to do with them, because we have the stronghold of the Vatican,
Yeah.
London, and
We've
America.
been the beast system the entire time.
Right. Father has to deal with Japheth first and
We've
get him
been the
over
baddies.
and get it over this first, right?
And the Gog and Magog stronghold, there it
Mhm.
is, Japheth.
Yeah. So, um, so that we know that the enemy is gonna land right here on Shem's territory, right? Father's not going to concern himself with this dude first. He's going to deal with Japheth's territory first. And it even says in,
I agree with you. Ezekiel clearly shows that.
he shows it because afterward in chapter 30, let's go there. And this is what struck me when I was talking to you guys um in 32. I'm sorry. Do. This is after the destruction of Japheth. Okay. It says in chapter 32, verse 1 and 2. And it came to be in the 12th year, in the 12th month, on the first of the month, that the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim. And you shall say to him, You are like a young lion among the nations, and you are like a monster in the seas, and you burst forth in your rivers and trouble the waters with your feet and muddy their rivers. This is Ham. All of these countries are going to get it. All of them.
So
Because
do
when
you
you think of,
think that, hang on just 1 minute,
Mhm.
Christina. Do you think the Asians are Japheth or Ham or
Neither,
Shem?
they are Shem. They're
Really?
they're Shemites. Yeah,
Wow.
they are Shemites. They are
Because
gonna get
looking
it.
at your map, yeah, I agree. They're
Yeah.
Yeah.
how are they so devoid of any religion remotely biblical?
Well, they are. There's been a stronghold over there for so long. And
Yeah,
I
it's like
know,
China has been in the dark and cannot come out the entire almost 6,000 years.
yeah. Um,
So would you, that's, so Ham's territory, would you, or I'm sorry, Shem's territory, is that the north? Would you call that the north? Like, they
Shem,
say,
Shem's territory is the east.
oh, the
We're the
east.
west. They're the south.
So what would you call Russians? Russians have to be Japheth.
Russians, they're Japheth.
Okay, I agree.
They're on
I
the,
agree.
they're on the, most of them are located on the west side of the Ural Mountains. So they're in Japheth territory.
Okay.
But of
I
course,
agree with that.
you've got them all mixed up and everything in here, because again, Japheth has been taking over a lot of,
Yeah, they've sprawled past their bounds.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so, um,
Yeah, because today they have Australia, they have
mhm,
the US, that half of the US there, they have some of Africa or have had,
right,
they have New Zealand, you know.
right. It just blows my mind how much land Ham was actually given. despite, being a brat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He,
but that now I don't know if it's always been, but that part of Africa is just rough,
yeah,
except for the southern part.
right. Well, even the southern part is becoming pretty bad.
Yeah. I
But
mean, it's like desert
right. And when you think about it, even Australia,
is
a lot of
mostly
Australia
desert.
is desert, right?
Yep.
But South America actually has a lot of beautiful temperate places, but it
Yeah.
also experiences its hot and cold seasons down here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, all of the ocean right here belongs to Ham. Japheth gets this much. And
Yeah.
and Shem, he gets some here, he gets the Red Sea, he gets the Mediterranean Sea, which I didn't do such a good, no, I got it. The Mediterranean is right here. He gets that sea. But
Awesome, awesome, Christina, that we can
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
that and
That's
see
Yeah.
that
yeah, so and it also helped me to see too, right?
on the flat
So
map is great.
yeah.
yeah, if only Gleason knew what we were doing to it,
Oh, he'd be
right?
like,
What would
what
he
on?
say?
Gleason did realize the earth was flat. He knew it.
Right. Well, just
Yeah.
what we're doing with it right now, I wonder what he would think. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
But anyhow, looking at this, I'm realizing that Father is
Oh, yeah.
not thinking about the mathematics the way we are, right? We're thinking as a third, a third, a third. No, no, it's the sons, right? It's it, when he talks about a third, he is talking about which sons are going to be punished. And we know that the I think Revelation chapter 8, I think we're the first 5 chapters, but um and I need to go into a better study with that, but I know that everybody everybody gets it. It doesn't matter where you're at in the world, you're going to get it. And because Japheth has been so naughty, the last 5,000 years, taking over a lot of these other lands, it makes sense that he's going to go first. And I think what's really interesting is that when he chose to make his mark, if you will, he did it all in his territory. He didn't put the United Nations in Africa. He didn't put the United Nations in China. Or actually, what I should say, he didn't put the financial, religious, and military in anybody else's except in his own. The
Yeah.
arms, those arms are in his. They're not in anybody else's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's extended himself, right? But the major arms are here. And what blows my mind is the fact that they have been so busy stealing all of our money, making underground bases to save themselves. And I'm just going to put it out there that when all of these countries go down, or when it starts with us first, Japheth, the higher ranking people, they're going to escape it,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they're
For a
not going to
while.
escape
Yeah.
the end, right? Because they still have their job to do, right? So everybody everybody's going to experience it, but it now deagle.com makes sense to me because I couldn't figure out, well, what's happening with all the other countries? Why is it just Europe and the United States and Canada having a decrease, a market decrease? Well, a lot of it has to do with the fact that um, Ephraim is mainly located in Japheth's territory. It's not to say he's not in Ham, because we most certainly know he is in Ham, but there's a lot of them here. And when Father says he's going to punish us, he's going to punish us. And he's going to start with Japheth first. And then he's going to work with Ham and then Shem, because the beast is going to be in Shem's territory. And we'll know that without a doubt when he steps in the place he's going to, right?
Well, here's the scripture that talks about that, fool. So, and I agree with you because he literally um, goes after the lead countries of those nations, and Ezekiel just flat out shows you the timeline. So,
Yes.
so this statement is in Jeremiah 30. And he's talking to the remnant of physical Israel right here. And Jeremiah 30, verse 11, he says, "For I am with you, says the Eternal, to save you." And here's the statement: "Though I make a full end of all nations where I have scattered you, yet I will not make a complete end of you, but I will correct you in justice and will not let you go altogether unpunished."
Yep.
And there's other scriptures that say that he scattered them to all nations of the earth. And now he clearly says, "I'm going to destroy all nations, but I will save a remnant of Israel out." So theirs is the only nation that will be restored in the millennial reign. Now, yes, what I believe Yah is saying is all the government's boundaries, no other nation will be left when he gets done. But he is calling out remnants of all nations, right? Those
Yep.
who are repentant to live in the millennium. And then he's going to put them back in their correct lands that follow this map that
Yep.
he originally, and then they will be allowed to set up their nations again, but they will have righteous government because his bride, instead of the fallen angels of the council, will now be over them, right? And
Yes.
all the hierarchy leading back to Yahusha, the King of Kings. So it is so clear to me now what he's saying, that all governments will be destroyed. The
Yep.
only nation that will come back to its land and commence its nation again under King David, no less, will be Israel. Everybody else, nation will be destroyed as we know it today.
What I'll do is I'll take a picture of this and I'll post it in band for anybody who wants
Yeah,
a
that's really
picture of
neat.
it.
Yeah,
But
great.
yeah, it helped to bring a little bit of a better understanding about
It sure
Father's,
does. It sure does.
yeah,
And
about,
also gives a not a, I mean, he's telling you here are the races. Japheth by and large is white.
mhm,
Ham is by and large black, and Shem is kind of in between,
mhm,
right? They're not white,
yeah,
white, they're not dark, dark. They're kind of like the Arabs, have brown skin. We'll just
you
say
know,
brown.
it kind of, and I'll tell you, when I was thinking about, Father sending everybody back to his or her own lands, I thought, wow, you know, I would love to be able to live in one of those other places. But
Well, you
it's kind
might
of,
get to rule it.
yeah, that's true. But
Christina,
I'm just,
Christina, Christina. When you get your little plot in the New Jerusalem that's still up here, you will want nothing at all to do with anything on this earth. As far as you know what I mean?
I know. But still, I still look at myself as being unworthy. And what if Father doesn't find me worthy enough to be with Yahushua in this
Hey,
1,000-year
here's the
reign?
thing. I I pray I'm content at whatever he deems for me,
Yeah,
But he's laying it out on the table, then that's going to be my heart's desire.
right. That is my heart's desire too. But just in case I don't meet the
Well, I
criteria,
hear what you're saying. Like I just said, if I don't meet that, hey, I'm perfectly willing to be a slave for Israel.
yeah,
If that's what
because
he
I'll tell
said.
you, I'm looking at my options here.
Uh, hey, here's my thoughts on this. I think we all have a very serious shot because I
Yeah,
think it's evident that he loves us and he is
yeah,
still working with us, right? Because
yeah,
we are growing in his son's knowledge and grace, right?
right.
We,
It's what we all desire, right? Us
right.
sitting here and those who aren't here, it's what we desire more than anything.
So as
Yes.
long as I have that hope available, I am clinging to it.
Mhm.
Yes,
You know.
me too. Me
Do
too.
I think I've made it? Oh, absolutely not. I
Mhm.
can't even handle small temptations, much less no
Mhm.
telling what we're about to get into
Yeah.
very soon. But
Yeah,
I'm just saying, you
But
know.
if
yeah.
any of you make it and I don't, please consider hiring me. I'm very good at cleaning and organizing.
I'll make your beds.
I'm
I'll
still
scrub
trying
your
to figure
toilets.
I'm still trying to
Yes.
figure out what my strengths are, but hey, I'm not gonna sit back and worry about that either, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
anyway,
yeah, I think I think that would be just it would be really awesome to be a leader in a village, right?
it would. Like I said, hey, I don't have big just to be the last one to make it through the garage door closing.
hmm
That's all
You
I
roll
have.
Yep.
under like Indiana Jones style.
Yeah. Sliding in sideways. Wait, wait. So,
Uh,
Don't leave me.
yeah.
all right, so
And
oh,
yeah, go ahead.
oh no, I was going to change the subject. So were you going to say
No,
something?
go right
Go
ahead.
right on ahead.
Yeah, this is great though, Christina. But I
Yeah,
mean, when you
thank
said
you for
that,
doing
I'm
that.
like, oh yeah. I mean, you can tell the Ezekiel timeline. That's the order of the SmackDown.
And
Mhm.
also the thirds.
At the thirds is like
The
what
thirds are not what we thought they
it's
were,
not the
right?
population divided, although it could be because
Yeah, yeah.
we
It's
realize they
Right.
probably lie about what
it's
the
more
population
similar
is.
population than
Yeah,
land mass.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I got you. A third
Um,
of the boys. Yeah.
All right. Go for it, Linda.
okay. So we Mitzi had shared about uh sorry, was it 401 Mitzi? You just texted. Um
Oh,
yeah,
oh, yeah.
we so we had a little exchange
Yeah.
about 4-1 on the calendar and how that is tied to the animals' mouths being shut that day. And then also that was the day you brought up the fact that Joseph was born that day. But I just was thinking about how it oftentimes is like a trope in movies for if a son or a child is born and its mother dies in the process of giving birth to it, how that child is like resented from the surviving father. Usually, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if you guys have seen movies like that, but it is. I mean, I've seen that a lot. But I just was thinking about how Joseph, when that happened to his favorite wife, that Benjamin was, it was, after Joseph was gone, Benjamin became his favorite, like it was still the son of his wife that he loved the most. And I was just thinking about how I know that they didn't celebrate birthdays the way that we do now, but everybody knew whose birthday they've been recorded in the word, so we know that there's significance to them, and the fathers knew when their children were born, and So I was thinking about Joseph's birth, and I'm sure that his father acknowledged that day, and he would think about his son. I just was, I know I knew it. I know I knew it at some point, but do you guys know how long Joseph was missing before he was reunited with his father? How
I
many
think it
years?
was 22 years.
I know it was seven. I remember figuring out at some point it was 17 years. Maybe I'm not
He
sure.
was in prison for 13 years from 17, I think, to 30.
Okay. Okay. That's okay.
So,
That's where the 17 was coming from, for the age
yeah.
17, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I just read and was blown away in a Jubilees 45. I mean, you can imagine the elation of Jacob when he saw his son in person. And that happened, I'm realizing, on Joseph's birthday.
Wow.
According to Jubilees 45:1. That was
It
when
was
they were
4-1.
reunited. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Isn't
Yeah.
that something?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So that was the one little thing I wanted to share about that date specifically.
But what I had picked up on it, so that's the beginning of the summer season, of course, 4-1. And
Mhm.
then so Joseph's standard or Ephraim representing Joseph, whatever, the standard was the picture of the bull or the ox, which is Taurus. And in the millennium, Aquarius is going to be the vernal equinox, and you told on over, and during the millennium, the summer solstice or the summer will be during Taurus or the ox. You can't make this stuff up. I mean,
No,
it's just something, you know.
Yeah.
it's it's beautiful.
It is. It is.
So you've got what? You've got Joseph, you've got Levi, because Levi was born 1/1,
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day.
Wonder when.
Joseph 4/1. Benjamin was born, I believe in. I had this stuff written down.
What's the name? I'm sorry.
Benjamin.
Oh,
Benjamin or
Benjamin.
Benjamin. I think he was born in the eighth month.
I
Were
have
all
a
12 of them, were they all born in 12 different months?
I know.
oh,
No, no,
They weren't.
no. I believe Zebulun, Asher, and Dinah were born in September.
Benjamin's born 8/11.
There you go, 8/11. Yep, eighth month.
Wait, no, who are you saying were born which four were born in the same month again?
Zebulun and Dinah were born in September, and I think Asher was born in September. I don't remember that
What
direct.
month is that in Yaz? September. What month is that?
Oh, that would be,
7,
that's
8.
the
7.
seventh month. Yeah, seventh month. Sorry,
Yeah.
I should have been with the program on that.
Oh yeah, Zebulun and Dinah and Naphtali.
Oh, Naphtali. Okay.
Yeah, because I think they have Virgo assigned to, I used to call it Naphtali, but Naphtali, whatever. My pronunciation is
Oh,
terrible.
yeah.
No,
Y'all,
you're
there's a lot of
good.
work to do with pronunciations, singing, whatever. So what do y'all think? I threw that out there in Deuteronomy when Moses said, "Today I'm 120 years old."
Yeah, 100%. I agree with
Oh,
it.
that
Yeah.
would, you know what? I am today. Yeah,
I
he
think
died on his birthday.
yes, and that just validates again. There's that 1335. That date 11/1 is very, very important to
Yeah.
y'all.
It's significant. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the fact that he says, that man will live to be 120, I was trying to find some connection. I was like, well, is it just a reference to Moses somehow or something? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I mean, there's probably more to it with the 120, but he
Well,
lived to the
120,
fullest.
120 times 50 is 6,000.
Mm,
And that's how long the 6 days.
right.
That's all he's putting up with man's shenanigans.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Asher was born the second day of the 11th month.
Yes.
Huh, wow. And then another thing with the 120, uh, it hit my head and it just left. The one, the 120 times 50, and then if you read it, it sounds like from when Abraham commenced building the ark, that basically Yah was telling Noah in 120 years the flood's coming.
Yeah.
So he meant it literally and he meant it figuratively because at the end of the 6,000 years is the judgment at Yah's return, where,
Right.
where you will be slaughtered if you have not repented.
Hmm.
And then the final judgment, the great judgment of your eternal existence, that's the final judgment. But there's a great judgment coming at the end. So what he was saying is, in 120 years is coming the flood judgment. But even greater than that one at the end of the 6th day is a huge judgment. And then there's the final judgment, right? After the 1,000 years is finished. So those are the major judgments in the Bible, right? You got the flood, you got Yahusha's return, and then you've got the great white throne judgment. So there's the finality, three judgments.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just like, wow. It rolls in threes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just because it's coming in, it came into my head and I want to talk about this too. Maybe I'll just write this down and talk about this later.
No, you can't do that, Linda.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I just was like, I don't want to take us off. Is the
Not a
purpose
problem. No,
of
I
this
was
call
done.
anything
I was
specific?
done. You rabbit
You're
trail
good,
ahead.
Okay,
Linda.
okay, okay. All right. So I saw, and I actually saw this before. This was not the first time I saw it. I don't know why I was like, we keep learning new things, so you have new eyes every time you see something. But it was just like a reel or whatever that came through my feed, and it was a girl talking about her belief that pigs were a hybrid of boars and the angelic. That's what she was saying. Because it says that they came down and they intermingled with animals too. And so that
Yeah,
was her understanding. So then I started looking up in Genesis 6, in the Hebrew, and I just thought this was so interesting. And I kind of was like, I didn't really dive into it fully, but I guess I'll just share it with you and you guys, and you can see if you see anything or if anything pops into your head. Okay. So in
they're supposedly very smart
pigs.
pigs.
Yeah, and they are so close to our DNA. Like,
Yes,
that's why, yeah.
yes. And where did all those demons want to go into?
Mm-hmm. Because it was probably comfortable, like it was very, like a human, like just like being inside a human, it's comfortable for them.
Yeah.
So what if, oh wow. So is this like, are we saying that pigs are actually
Oh, really?
Nephilim
Hybrid.
things,
Okay. I'll just give
hybrids?
him a heads up. Okay. Maybe I can get on. Guys, I might lose my power because they gotta shut some work, having some work done in the house. So just if I hang up, I'll call back on my phone and hopefully I'll be able to connect that way.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so eating it is, I mean, we're not supposed to eat it, obviously.
Yeah, and medically, they use pig valves, pig pieces all the time. Why? Because it's most closely, it's the
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Brian. All right. Well, I guess
closest,
I'm not going to lose my connections because everything
woohoo,
shut off. Okay, great.
Awesome.
closest, to so-called human flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay, so I'm just going to read it and then I'll tell you what I found. Okay, and it came to pass when men began. Okay, so first of all, if you're reading this, you know that the man created the breaks and everything. So chapter 6 begins right after we talk about all the genealogies. It's like, okay, from Adam to where do we leave off? Noah had Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Okay, Shem, Ham, Japheth in order. Okay, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth. Well, they had been multiplying already, okay, right? It's just this like a specific time. And daughters were born unto them. Okay, well, the word earth is not eretz. It's a different word. It's not the normal word for earth. It is
Earth pig.
well, yeah, I did think about that when that was another thing that specifically was what I was like, I have new eyes now, you know? Okay. But the word earth, the word that they translated to earth is Adama or how do you pronounce that word? Let's see.
Adama.
Adama. Yeah. And that is it's a ground land, ground tilled, yielding sustenance, a piece of ground, a specified land, earth substance, a land, a territory, or a country. We know that they came down on Mount Hermon, right?
Hmm.
That's in Shem's territory, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's just north of Israel,
Okay. Well,
but it's
what
Israel's territory,
it's Israel's,
basically.
okay. But I was wondering if it was, I'm wondering if they're saying it this way because we had talked so much about well, yeah, we know that this is they created a covenant with them and everything. But I was wondering if it was planned out from, the seed of Satan, who they they've chosen to go against the seed of, you know, Abraham by doing everything evil. And so that's what I was just thinking. Was this like them going there, bringing wives that were willing, like it's this whole, like a pact of people that had prepared this place and everything? That's just kind of what I was thinking. That's all. That a
Meditated.
premeditated thing that the humans were planning on doing also, not just the angels, but the humans.
You think man had the thought of the technology then?
I don't know what they were
Probably
thinking.
But the
from
first,
the days of Noah, absolutely.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then who was it, that one kid that found all the tablets
Right.
that they had written everything on?
Yep.
Oh, that
Maybe
was uh
Canaan,
Eber.
another,
Eber. It was Eber.
was
It's in
it?
Jubilee. Is it? It's in
It's
Enoch.
in
Jubilees, I
Jubilees.
think it said it was Canaan or something.
Okay. You know what?
Yeah.
You could be
Yeah.
right, but
Yeah. That's right.
But think about this, guys.
the son of
Nimrod.
Canaan. Yeah.
Nimrod became a Gibberim. I think Nimrod used the information that was on those tablets, and he didn't become that because of a watcher or actually going through the motions of sex to get a child, but he did DNA changing to himself. And I think they knew how to do that
Mm-hmm.
then. And I think that's why they are, as in the days of Noah, they're messing with our DNA now.
Yes, I'd agree. I would agree with that. There was also something that popped into my head when you were talking about that, is that Yah had taken Earth from different points of the Earth and he created man, and then he blew his breath
Right.
into him. So it makes me wonder if these fallen angels or these watchers had the knowledge of this earth, if you will, whether it be technology, whether it be the earth itself, that they were
Well,
able to copy that and do something with it.
Enoch speaks of that. He talks about in Enoch that
Mhm.
Yah even talking about the things they understood, the fallen angels or the angels,
Right.
they understood technological great things, but he kind of laughed at them because he said, I let them understand the worthless thing.
Worthless ones. Yes.
So,
Yes.
but I will say their worthless things would look like miracles to
To
humans.
us.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, like turning a pig's ear into something that could be used for a human being or using
right,
a pig heart. No, that to me, that's an abomination.
right.
Grafting a
Or
human ear onto a pig's back, right? Isn't that
right,
right?
right. Growing it. Yeah.
That's
Or just
disgusting.
genetic manipulation.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Humans would have never figured that out on their own. I'm
No.
sorry.
Yeah.
All
Mm-mm.
these weapons,
Yeah.
all these things,
Even
drugs.
the cloning, the
Yes,
cloning.
exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. So yeah, I absolutely agree that, and then now they're acting like, oh, we have this all this new technology. No, it's not new technology. Solomon tells us nothing new under the sun. The difference is the Father's allowing it now because it's time. It's time
Right.
to rock and roll. The time has come to let these people run their course because it's his time.
You
He's
know,
allowing
I think about what Adam was learning in the garden. All Adam was learning in the garden was the Torah and how to tend to that garden and worship Yah. Those were the things that he was taught, unlike the angels who were given the worthless information.
And
So
Yah knew, he knew they were going to teach
they were
that.
going to teach the wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, man did not ever have this.
No.
This was through, yeah,
The fallen.
the fallen.
And like I said, yes, all this junk that's going on is terrible, is horrendous. But the Father, he declared it from the beginning. He knew exactly where they would be at what time and what we would be going through. And he's already made our path out of here. And our job is to love him, to worship him, to humbly follow every command he gives us and trust him and not worry about what's going on in this place. He already knows. He already knows. And I just like to keep things simple. And I know it's going to get rough and I know it's going to get hard, but in the end, it's very simple. Love him, trust him, obey him. That's it.
Hmm.
Yep.
And if we'll just do that, he already knows where we're going to be and what's going on, and he's already made provision if we'll just walk in his narrow way. And that's what I tell Riley, and she gets it. She still has no clue about her job.
Oh,
That's
wow.
Also,
crazy well, she
I
took off
know.
last Monday. She's just gonna
Yeah.
put in a request again for this Monday if she doesn't hear from them before then.
Well, he's there, and she even chased him down yesterday and said, "Hey, I'm trying to understand what's going on. I need a chance to talk to you."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I've heard about all this." And he said, "But today, still nothing." He stayed in meetings or whatever, and then he said, I'm gonna be like he runs to different offices, and he sounds like a very nice man, but he said, I'll be back Friday. We'll talk about it then. I get the feeling he's avoiding it because he don't know
Yeah.
what to do,
Right.
and he's just and I have mercy on him because
Yeah.
he's sitting there going. What, we like this kid. We know she's sincere, but what the crap?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's frustrated too.
My husband's a business owner, and he was like, if anyone said that, I would just fire them. But I'm sure, like, my husband's like at will, he can fire whoever he wants. But the big company, like, that she's working at, Budweiser, like, I think that he could be, well, he might be just doing his research. Like, could she come after me and sue me because this is
Yeah.
religious or
Well,
whatever?
Yeah, it's a distributor of Budweiser. It's technically not
Yeah,
Budweiser.
right.
And it's a smaller company, but yet it's in
Yeah.
Alabama, it's in Georgia, it's in North Carolina and South Carolina. So it's,
Mhm.
but I know she knows he's been talking to HR.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're getting their ducks in a row. A, they're going to fire and make sure they could defend it.
Yeah. Maybe
Or
they'll give her a
B,
severance or whatever.
yeah, I
They're
don't
trying to figure
know.
that out, right?
But I've been kind of worried about Riles, but she said, "Look, Mom," she said, "I look at this as y'all's de decision."
Hmm.
And she said, I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And I know I'm gonna be fine. I'm just whatever it is,
Yep.
I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna go bananas or nothing. She's like, I just see it as
That's the
y'all's
heart to
decision.
have, just
Yeah.
prepared for whatever, yeah,
And you
his
Yeah.
know
will.
what?
Right.
It may have been a place he didn't want her there to begin
Mm,
with.
See, right. And I told her that from the start. I said, Riles, if he wants you there, you will be there. And if he's got different plans for you, you won't be there.
mhm,
And I
Yeah.
said, there's no, and that's what I mean. There's no better place for us to be than in y'all's will,
mhm,
walking the path that he's predestined us to be on. Now, we can, by free will, reject it,
mhm.
but that'll be the worst decision of your life.
Yeah. Yep.
So I just can't tell you how wonderful it is to hear a child say, you know what, Mom, I
Mhm.
know it's y'all's decision. I'm at peace
Mm.
either way.
Well, good job, Mom, for supporting her and telling her, encouraging
Absolutely.
her all this
Yeah.
time too. I'm sure it was
Well, she's
scary.
probably got a better heart than her mother, but not not without lacking of trying to teach them. But in the end, they're y'all's kids.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.